What am I looking at? I'm actually looking at a web page I created using the new OpenAI O3 mini model. And we're looking at how DeepSeek is great cutting edge AI and how it uses a mixture of experts in order to ask a question and then have multiple paths to the answer that it reasons and comes back. And at each stage, it's checking itself. And those two pieces add up to making the model much better. Because I'm using CueCam, I'm going to document myself exploring it. CueCam can work with other tools such as ChatGPT, TextEdit, Safari, and then render into a presentation that's then delivered using CueCam. This is ChatGPT O3 Mini, and the question I want to ask, explain to me the difference between DeepSeek's reasoning model, the mixture of experts, and reinforced learning methods and how they combine to enable a better system without changing the base level model. So all of that's going to be turned into text, and I am going to ask now for it to respond. And it reasons, and I can watch the reasoning. It starts coming through. So I now have this text that's basically an article. So why don't I make that article into a web page? Render this in HTML so I can see it as a web page. And here we go. And here it comes. So here is that code that I have. I've copied that code, but I want to get into TextEdit. So here is a TextEdit document that I've already created, and it's in plain text, not formatted as rich text. And it's going to save this file as index.html. And that way it gets rendered by Safari as a web page. So here's all the code, and I can copy this HTML. So let's copy that. Let's now bring up our little HTML guy here, and I'm going to paste in all that code, and I'm going to save it. And in the Finder, I've got this index.html. I double click, and I've got a web page. Enhancing system performance with additional layers. DeepSeek's reasoning model, mixture of experts, reinforcement learning methods, how they combine without changing the base law. And I'm going to copy this area. And so that page that I just rendered in HTML is now available to me in CueCam. So I'm in CueCam, and I'm going to create a new document, and I'm just going to paste. And there it is. And I can go back and enhance that script by just asking. So I'm back in ChatGPT, and now what I'd like it to do is generate graphics for each of the major points. I want to generate graphics for each of the major sections. Please do that for me. And let's take a look at this. So it's going to use SVG code. And so inline in the HTML will be the various graphics that it is suggesting. Let's test it out. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into my text editor. I'm going to go change this index HTML into what I just copied. I'm going to save out index HTML. I'm going to go to the Finder, double click, and there is DeepSeek to the base model and the mixture of experts and the reinforcement learning and how they combine. The reasoning engine could be in the cloud or it could be running off of my computer. And to be able to generate this kind of content and then flow into a presentation in CueCam for distribution over in-person recording or online, that to me is very exciting.